Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. My name is Derek, and today I'm joined by Karen.
Hey.
And we're back for more General Hospital coverage. We took last week off, but we are back. Tommy will roll the credits, and we'll get right into it. So, unfortunately, we have to start this off on a very sad note. Tristan Rogers, who played Robert Scorpio for 46 years?
Almost 50 years.
50 years, yeah. Passed away yesterday. Very heartbreaking. We all loved him in this podcast, so we're very sad to see him.
I just hope that you had the chance to meet him. Like, if you're out there and you had a chance to meet him, Tristan Rogers was so funny. And in person, he's a joy and a delight. He was wonderful. We met him twice, once in Point Pleasant and once in Philadelphia. Me and Eric from the 80s General Hospital. We met him and he was just lovely. He liked my mom. he wrapped an arm around my mom and was talking to her for like 15 minutes. He got in trouble for talking to her for too long. And anytime you met him, he would tell you a cool story about the show. The last time was in New Jersey, and I was having him sign the General Hospital yearbook. And the picture he signed for me, he told me his foot was broken in that picture. Mm. And he's like, yeah, they just spray painted my cast the same color as my shoe, and we just kept going.
Oh, wow.
So he was a really cool person, and he had a million awesome stories, and I hope you got the chance to meet him. And if not, there's like 50 years of soaps that you can enjoy because he was wonderful. And I am glad that we did get to see him one final time during Sasha's storyline.
Yeah, that was great. I'm glad he came back for that.
Yeah, I'm devastated. I feel so bad for his family and friends.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of beautiful messages coming out from members of the cast, and it's just been sad all around.
Yes. Very hard year for General Hospital fans. We lost a lot of great people.
A lot of true legends died.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. The General Hospital goes on forever.
Yes. All right, so we did miss last week, so I just want to have a little brief discussion about it, and then we'll get into this week as normal. I loved Lisa last week. For me, was the scene stealer of the week. She was amazing. I loved her scenes with Anna. I loved all her scenes with Lulu and Dante and Laura. We continued into Monday, but when she said that Lulu was abandoning Rocco, and because she went looking for Charlotte, I was like, yes, Liesl, thank you so much for saying what I've been thinking for months.
Not only that, but she gave Lulu a taste of her own medicine when she said the abandoning thing. And it was just so funny to have somebody go after Lulu the way that Lulu's been going after Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Was she out of line saying she's Rocco's grandmother and
absolutely.
All that? Yeah.
I didn't care. I thought it was funny.
I know. The whole time I was like, yes. I agree, and I really shouldn't, but I do, and I don't care because I love Lisa Obrecht so much. And
it was, having her back is such a joy and delight. It's just amazing.
She adds, like Kathleen Gotti, adds a lot of lightness and fun to the show, and I really appreciate her being there, especially when we don't have Maxie. Well, Kirsten, like we have a Maxie sometimes.
Yes,
she's doing a good job, but she doesn't have the energy of our Maxie. But I think she's a great recast. But Lisa is making up for it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Also, Cody and Ava last week with the ice. That was great. That was so funny. I don't know why, but I think they have chemistry. Like a lot of people, some people may say otherwise, but
What do you mean? I don't know why. They're hot. They have great chemistry. Okay, every scene between them is wonderful.
I've been thinking otherwise, so I thought it was just me. But
I don't know who those otherwise people are, but they clearly don't know what chemistry is. And I think a lot of it comes down to some people don't like an older lady having a younger man, but that's Ava's MO, and I'm here for it.
Yes.
And he is smitten because she's smart, she's funny, and she's beautiful.
Yeah, I think he really likes her. Yeah, it's great. Also, last week they set up a lot of great things. They set up the deception vote with Maxie, like somehow maybe that'll have to do with her departure. They were setting up a lot of great things at Five Poppies. I loved the cliffhanger with at Five Poppies where Jocelyn and Vaughn are there, and then Jocelyn sees Britt and it's like, the fuck? That was great. And then you have Anna telling Jason to go find Britt, which was great. And it was a great week of setting stuff up, and I really enjoyed it.
And I really kind of wanted to slander Vaughn because he's been awful, and I'm pretty sure he's an agent. From the time they arrived there, I feel like he's more of an impediment to Jocelyn than a help. He always seems to be stopping her from doing brilliant plans. Mm-hmm. And I just think he's a double agent. And when he told her that they had to make it look good and they had to make it look like they were honeymooning, and then he immediately sits down with a pretty woman and starts flirting with her heavily. It just turns out to be Britt, which is great. Like, it was just like, what was the point of that? Like, what is the point? And then he's, I don't know. Everything about him sucks. He sucks.
I think people missed your Vaughn hate last week, so thank you.
I'm watching this show. It's so funny because I never know when you're seeing it, so I don't want to text you like prematurely. But like every time Vaughn's on, imagine me like going like
I don't watch it so irregularly, like at different times. Like there's a YouTube channel that I watch it on sometimes. It posts it early, so if I get home from work early, I'll watch it on there. Or I watch it on Hulu at 8, or I watch it the next morning on Hulu. So
I'm a Hulu girly.
All over the place. Sometimes.
I'm a Hulu girly, but sometimes I have to work at night. So sometimes I don't see it till 9, 10 o'clock at night, or I don't see it till 8:30 the next morning.
Yeah.
I'm sunburned, guys. I'm sorry. I was going to put makeup on, but I went tubing down a river and I'm red. So I didn't want to.
Anything else you want to mention about the week before last?
I really hate Vaughn. I think that's
besides Vaughn.
Here's the thing. I think Jocelyn has the chops, right? I know she's green and she shouldn't be there because this is stupid to send her into this mission as green as she is. I agree with everyone who said that. I love the idea that because we had Anna figuring out that she was the agent and almost telling Carly. And like the cliffhanger of her being kidnapped, and then it turning out to be Brennan, and then Brennan being like, don't say anything, or, oh, you're going to Steinmauer. And her spending the entire week getting up to the line of telling Carly and then backing off was hilarious.
It was really funny. Yeah.
And the resumption of her kind of on again, off again partnership with Jason, I love that. So because she was initially talking him out of going after Britt, and then after her week, she was like, nope. She's in this too deep. I don't think she's there because she wants to be there. Also, her relationship to Faison makes her the perfect person to be involved in all this nonsense. So I'm just going to tell you a bunch of WSB secrets, and you do with that what you want. And he was like, what? And she's like, I trust you. So roll with it. And he's like, well, then I'm going. And I was like, good, go. Because everyone you know is at Five Poppies right now. So you should go there and see Jocelyn immediately.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get into this week. We're going to start with this recap of this week from August 11th to August 15th. So we're at the Metro Court, and Ava is dressed up, ready for a date, and she meets up with Nina, and she tells her it's not with Rick, it's with Cody, and Nina is surprised by this, and she tells her to be careful, and Ava says she can handle Cody Bell.
She also basically said, hey, remember when you told me that Rick sucks? And I was like, nah, he's okay. We're right. He sucks. Yeah, poor Rick.
So Cody runs into Tracy by the pool and he buys her a drink. He's looking very, very handsome. Josh Kelly. He looked great.
Yeah, he was well.
He was with Ava.
Yeah, cute. He looked cute.
Looks great. I was like, I mean, Josh Kelly's a handsome man, but like he just looked really, really handsome there.
Derek, do you have a crush?
Yeah, I liked him on One Life to Live too. So but Sean Kane is my first GH crush. So just so y'all know.
There shall be no AJ slander on this podcast. Both of us are huge AJ stans.
Yes. Okay, so Tracy tells Cody that she respects him, and he ends up telling her about the whole thing with Ava. and she told her to be careful, Tracy. I feel like Tracy was going to be being very protective of Cody, and I really liked that.
I feel like Tracy has adopted Cody because Cody has showed up time and time again for the Quartermaines, and the best, like, one of the biggest thing about Quartermaines is they stick together. And he saved her bacon just because he wanted to. He didn't have to, but he did it because they're friends. He also paid for her drink. She's rich, and he came and sat and paid for her drink. And she's like, that's not necessary. And he's like, but I want to buy a pretty lady a drink.
Right. And Cody also told Tracy that someone was paying him to date Ava.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what are you getting yourself into? She's fond of him, and like, she likes a scoundrel. And Cody's kind of a reformed scoundrel.
Yes.
Slight relapses, but what are you going to do?
Eva finally shows up, and then Cody makes up something about Hades and says he has to go. And they agreed to meet up at a different time and that they would text. So
I think he wanted to think about what Tracy said.
I agree. Mm-hmm. So then we have Brennan worried that Carly might not want to go away with the weekend with him after he tells her the truth. And I'm thinking he's going to tell her the truth about Jocelyn. But
come on. You knew that was a deliberate fake out. Come on.
I know. I was hoping, but I guess because I thought he was going to try to preempt Anna telling her. But
that'd be nice, but no, alas.
Yeah. So Brennan ends up telling her he might have to disappear for an undetermined amount of time, and he doesn't want her to worry. And she's relieved to hear this because he thought he may have another family out there. That was funny.
Carly.
So we're back in Laura's office, and we're continuing the confrontation from last week with Dante, Lulu, and Liesl, which was pretty epic last week. And it got even better because Laura killed it in this scene. I love how she stuck it to Liesl. Jeannie Francis was awesome, as per usual. And they were bickering about Rocco. Ober points out that Lulu has not been a mother to Rocco since she was in the coma. Or was that last week or this week? I guess it was this week.
It all blends together in my general hospital brain.
Yeah, it kind of blends together.
You can correct us in the comments, always.
Yeah, I think
Derek reads them, and then someone texts me to let me know.
Lulu neglected Rocco while she was out searching for Charlotte, which we talked about. Laura defends Lulu as a mom before pushing Liesl to prove that she has to earn a spot in Rocco's life. So Dante then returns. I guess he was out of the room for a little bit.
He took a walk. He took a lap. He was too angry.
He was upset.
Laura kicked him out. She basically did say, take a lap.
Oh yeah, he was getting pretty heated. Yeah.
He was being ridiculous, but he has a temper problem. We know this about him.
Mm-hmm. And then they all agreed to let Obrecht have supervised visits with Rocco.
Yeah, but like it was weird because initially when she said supervised visits, like she's like, "Do you want to write the script out for me? Do you want to control everything I say? Is there a pre-approved list of questions I can answer?" And like I got that. I understood what she was saying because it sounds a little crazy. I absolutely understand why they're doing it, but at the same time, Lulu just does not seem to be able to comprehend that people have character development.
Yeah.
Laura had to bring that up multiple times, that she's not the same person you remember. She's done a lot of good and she's evolving. And Lulu's just like, nope, same person. And I understand that. They do have a right to feel that way. I just feel like it's not the best move for Rocco.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Liesl then meets up with Nina and tells her about how the meeting went with Dante and Lulu. Liesl eventually tells Nina that she was going to, if Rocco asks her any more questions, she's going to respond the way Britta would want her to.
Oh, no. No, but come on, guys.
Yeah.
I want Liesl and Rocco to be friends forever.
Right. So Alexis updates Molly on her latest plan to get Monica to get Drew to back down on moving to DC with Scout. Molly points out the reasons why it's a long shot and it could mean losing all access to Scout. So Alexis consults Molly as a lawyer because she's thinking about suing for custody of Scout, which is very hard because grandparents' rights are, a little risky, I think they said, but it does have a chance.
She has a chance for grandparents' rights, but what Molly was saying is that parents have a 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Of custody. So because Sam is dead, Drew has 100% custody. There's no issue on that. But I think she would be able to get visitation, obviously, through the courts because of grandparents' rights, and also because the aunts and her have had a strong presence in the kid's life up until this point. And also Drew didn't. So I think a court would probably grant that. But if he moves her to D.C., the point is moot. Now they have to do the courts in D.C. So I think they're all trying to stop him from moving the kid to D.C.
Right.
And he doesn't care.
Right.
He does whatever he wants whenever he wants, and he manipulates everybody around him and uses his kid to bludgeon people. He's terrible.
Awful. So Anna then comes to the Quartermaine mansion and talks to Jason, and that she learned the Five Poppies Resort is under WSB scrutiny and could be a front for something very dangerous. Anna wonders if maybe Britt was forced to be there and is working for something connected to Faison, possibly. So Jason promises that he's going to keep quiet about what Anna told him because she could get in trouble for treason with
Steinmauer time.
Yeah.
Going to Steinmauer. That's where WSB agents go to die.
Then Jason says he's going to go look for Britt because he doesn't think she's there.
Well, he heard her voice last week.
Yeah, he's heard her voice. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he also tells Anna about that and says says go.
She's definitely there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't sound like she wants to be there. And Anna's like, well, maybe she doesn't want to be there. And I was wrong because I thought she left because she wanted to spare everyone the problem of her dying. Mm-hmm. But now it seems like she's wrapped up in this Dalton mess. And he's like, well, I'm going to go. And she's like, good, because I can't.
Exactly.
I kind of love it.
Yeah, it's good. So
anytime you move Jason out of the storyline with Sonny and into his own storyline, I'm happy.
Yes, it's great. It was fun last year when they went to Africa to rescue Lucky too.
Anytime they're together, and it's fun.
Yeah.
No Sonny.
So in Croatia at the Five Poppies Resort, Britt avoids seeing Jocelyn, and then Jocelyn and Vaughn check in and continue to play newlyweds. Boring.
Not only is it boring, it is stupid and over the top because, Vaughn is playing it up in a way that if I were working there, I would think they were faking it. Mm-hmm. Because, real people are not generally, as a rule, as demonstrative as Vaughn is trying to be. They're cute, but they're not, I don't know, sickly sweet, over the top nonsense. I just hate it. And then they had, this whole section of flashbacks to try and force us to care.
Right.
I don't.
And Vaughn's always in his underwear. I'm like, what are they trying to do here?
I don't know. He's got a nice body. He's a good actor. This character is just not for me.
Yeah. And I think the dialogue is always really strange and weird. And
I think it's because he's a double agent. I just can't think of anything else.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Pascal tells Britt that her medication is in the lab where she is expected to work. Britt didn't do what she was told, so her medication is going to be withheld. Pascal tells her that Pascal takes a call from John Moore, who's Jason, and he makes a reservation at the resort for later. So we're at the Quartermaine mansion, and Danny tells Jason that he brought someone home with him, and then we learn that it's Scout, and he confesses that he took Scout from camp after she begged him to.
This was kind of sad and super cute.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was so excited to be there, and she was like, let's look at the horses. Let's go in here. Let's talk to everybody. I want to see Monica. And, she was just so excited, and Jason was kind of gently being like, you can't just be here without your dad. And then to Danny, you can't just steal her from camp. And He's just like, but Dad, she begged me to, and she wanted to come home, and she's my little sister.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for Danny and Scout.
I did too.
Because the adults are ridiculous.
So Jason decides to call Alexis, who's having a meeting with Marco about Scout. She's getting a second opinion about the custody situation.
Yeah, and he didn't call Drew because they begged him not to. Scout and Danny.
They did.
So he calls Alexis, which is the next best thing.
Yeah. So Alexis brushes over, and she finds out that Danny took took Scout from camp, and she misses living with Danny and Rocco, and she misses her brothers, and she really wants to be there. She misses the horses. She misses everybody.
And they're all very gently trying to explain to her that like Drew will set up a play date or whatever, and she's just like, he won't. He never does. He just says later and then doesn't do it.
Exactly. Just sad.
Plays well in court, though.
It does play well in court. So Danny defends himself to Jason and says he didn't do anything wrong. So Scout just wants to spend time with them. So, and Danny doesn't see any problems with that.
I don't either, to be honest. I know there's legalities, but he wanted to see his little sister, and Drew won't let him.
So meanwhile, at the MetroCard pool, Rocco tries to help Gio find Outback a new home since the last week, I think the landlord...
Oh, last week there was I didn't understand that storyline because why is a landlord going to the mayor to complain about a tenant instead of just serving eviction papers?
Right.
And then Laura was like, oh, there's nothing I can do about it because that woman is relentless. I'm like, why are you even involved? This is like a breach of contract issue. This has nothing to do with the mayor. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they had to get rid of the dog.
Right. So then Liesl shows up and she really enjoys Outback. She reminds her of a dog she used to have when she was young. Rocco suggests Liesl could adopt Outback. Oberg says she can't because she's living at the hotel. So Lulu sees them together and freaks out. And she runs off to see Carly and tries to convince her to kick Oberg out of the MetroCard. Carly tells Carly that she can make up an excuse to get rid of her, but Carly tells her that Rocco is going to put it together and it's going to be even worse for her. And she's right. So then it turns out, so Carly ends up booking her the penthouse at a different hotel that I've never heard of. So,
she tells Liesl an obvious lie. They both know it's a lie. They talk about it. And it's like, she's like, there's mold in the room, so I'm going to move you to this other hotel.
Right.
And she's like, and you're not even going to pay. It's going to be on me because she saved her daughter saved Jocelyn's life, and Carly has no problems. She has no beef with Liesl anymore.
No.
So they actually are slightly friendly, which is crazy, but Carly does that. Carly just goes, oh, well, our fights are over, so now we are friends. And everyone else goes, that's not how friendship works. And she goes, yeah, I think it is. We're friends now. It's fine. So she tries to talk Liesl into just accepting it, and Liesl is mad and pulls Anna into the conversation. And she's like, Anna, explain to Carly how I'm not a danger to anyone anymore. And Anna's like, well.
That's funny. Yeah.
And like Carly agrees with Anna. They are all kind of saying that like Liesl is not currently a problem. And she's not currently a threat to anyone. And they all think this is a bad idea because of Rocco. But finally, Liesl agrees to do it because Anna says, well, that you should do it just to keep the peace. And you should also do it at the penthouse suite at that place. So she makes Carly pay for a more expensive room, and this mollifies Liesl enough to take the deal.
Right. Also, Rocco tries to talk Lulu into adopting Outback, and then Lulu agrees to get on his good side. So I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll soon see.
Well, she has a house. Like, she can take the dog. And she should do something nice for Rocco. She's been kind of crapping on his fun. I mean, because she's being a good parent, sort of. I don't know.
So also we have Emma confronting Anna about getting Professor Dalton's lecture canceled. Anna is trying to save Emma from another lab break-in and arrest on her record, which would ruin her future.
Also, Anna was really funny because she's like, did you do this? And she's like, yeah, of course I did it. Why wouldn't I have done it? And I was like, okay, great.
Right.
And Olivia was so good. I love her. She's so cute.
Mm-hmm. But Emma tells you she's not going to give up. So
whatever, Emma. I don't care. I mean, I do. I want to get to the bottom of this, but I don't know.
Yeah. So we're at GH, and Drew and Willow finally have a confrontation together. Drew wants to speak with her, but she's at work, and she wants to help her get her kids back. And Willow is not interested. Lucas steps in for Willow and says, "Do you need my help?" And she tried to help Willow get rid of him, and then Willow insists that she can handle it, but she can't handle it.
No, and I actually thought Lucas was trying to do a good thing.
I did too, yeah.
And I agreed with Lucas. Because she wanted him to leave, except she also wanted to play the like push me pull me game with Drew while he was there.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas was like, "You shouldn't be here at her job. She's trying to get her kids back." And he's like, "I can do whatever I want," and whatever.
Right. So Drew gets a phone call about Scout leaving camp, and Willow downplays any alarm bells as she worked to reassure him that Scout was going to be fine. However, Drew felt that he should get the police involved, so
Drew went nuclear for no reason.
He did. So afterward, Lucas and Willow are talking in private, and Lucas basically says that Willow went too easy on Drew and should have shut things down immediately. Lucas calls Willow out for being pathetic and claims that she is still a Drew addict.
The gist of it was like she has the nerve to ask everyone in this hospital to stick their neck out for her and be character witnesses and do the work that she's supposed to be doing. So what he's saying is like, you're pathetic. People are putting themselves on the line for you, and you can't even put yourself on the line for you. And she slapped him.
And she slapped him across the face.
And I was like, tell that to the lawyers. Get this girl. Never see her children again.
But Lucas wouldn't report it. Like, he just wanted to let it go.
Because I don't know why.
Yeah.
And she confessed. Here's the thing, though. You can bring it up again. Because she confessed to Elizabeth. Then Elizabeth went to Lucas and was like, "Are you going to press charges? Do you want to?" And he said no. So now Lucas knows that Liz knows that she confessed. So they can go to the lawyers at any point in the future and bring this up.
They could, yes.
Now, it would probably be inadmissible unless it was a character witness thing. There's
also no incident report because Liz asked Lucas if he wanted to file an incident report. So
right. So I think this was stupid. I think they should have documented it. I realized that Lucas thought that was a little too pouring gasoline on a fire type of situation. And he was trying not to be a monster. But it was cool when Marco walked in and said, "You want to press charges?"
It was nice to see Willow being shocked by what she did because I didn't think she would care, to be honest. But she did.
I know the way she's been manipulating Chase. I did not think she would care when she slapped Lucas across the face, and I almost kind of feel like she was manipulating Liz a little bit, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
because Liz was like, "You got to go home."
You got to go.
He's like, "You hit an employee, dude. You could be fired immediately, and if he wants to press charges, you will be fired immediately." And like, what are you doing? Go home. Get off my floor. And which was exactly what she should have done.
Exactly. So we're back at the Quartermains. Drew and Chase arrive, and Scout is complaining that she has to leave and she hasn't seen Monica yet. Drew sends Scout to the car and orders Detective Chase to arrest Danny for kidnapping his daughter, which is unbelievable. And Drew is just absolutely awful.
I do like that Chase said he wouldn't be doing it because he wasn't his personal police force.
Right.
He's like, "I work for the people of Port Charles, not you." And I was like, "Yeah, Chase."
Yeah, and then Jason and Danny and Alexis's reaction was, we looked horrified. It was awful.
Well, they were going to arrest Danny.
How can you do that to someone that you used to consider a son? Like, he
doesn't consider that kid a son. That was a long time ago.
He used to, unless it's not true.
If you Shiloh me again, I'm gonna disconnect from this podcast. I'm gonna hit that leave button. We fight about this all the time.
I'm not gonna Shiloh you, but it could. So I think it's either Matt's theory that Drew,
okay, shout out to Matt.
Yes, that that's who Drew really was the whole time. We just didn't know because he had Jason memories, or it's an imposter Drew, but not necessarily Shiloh.
Or the tumor that I keep.
Or the tumor, yes, that's another one. Yes. So 3 possible theories. So there you go.
Put your favorite in the comments.
I like them all actually, but
Put your favorite in the comments. And
I'm
if your
going for the
favorite is
Jason
Shiloh, I will reply and tell you you're crazy.
But I like the Jason memory one. That now that doesn't have Jason's memory, that's who Drew is. I like that one the best.
Shout out to Matt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Matt's dropping bars.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go back to Five Poppies for a little bit. Jocelyn wakes up late and sees that Vaughn ordered them breakfast. Vaughn puts on a show for the employee that delivered the breakfast.
Gross.
And Jocelyn's like, "Is that really necessary? Like, come on."
Most people just take their breakfast and close the door. They don't want to involve you in their.
They don't want it. They don't need like to show affection. Like,
what are you into, weird kink? Nobody needs to know what you're doing.
Yeah, it was strange.
Also, most people don't open the door in their underwear, do they? Like, do you open the door for strangers in your underwear? Like, they have robes. They have robes at hotels for that. Yeah,
that was weird. I mean, I guess they just wanted Vaughn to be in his boxers briefs the whole time. I don't fucking know. All right, so then Pascal.
It's really hard to feel attracted to him when he's just so stupid. Like, it's just like nothing against the actor, but like he's just so dumb. You're just
nice
like, wow.
But that's about it.
I mean, he's handsome objectively. It's just he opens his mouth and ruins it every time.
Yeah. Then Pascal's impressed over the work Britt's been doing in the lab, and then he doesn't seem pleased that she's constantly on her phone. Britt can't help but check out the new pics of Rocco online that Liesl posted. So wonder what that's all about. I guess she knows that Liesl's back in Fort Charles. She's keeping it.
Yeah, because she's following her on Facebook, it looks like. Or whatever. What are they?
It's My Face. It's called
My Face, the MySpace Facebook smush.
Yeah, on GH it's called.
I wish we had My Face. Can someone invent that? Oop. I'll be on My Face tomorrow as long as it's not one of the billionaires.
Yeah.
What's Tom doing for MySpace?
I don't know. Good question. So Mom comes along and flirts with Britt, who admits that she's a resident of the resort, and then she notices the wedding ring, and then Vaughn says he did just get married, and Britt wants him to rub suntan lotion on her back and then continue flirting. Jocelyn appears not nearby, and she gets Pascal to put a stop to it.
Not because of what he thinks.
Right.
Because she recognized Britt.
She recognizes Britt, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she doesn't want to blow her cover, so.
Yep.
All right, so we're at GH again, and then it turns out that Marco actually witnessed the slap because he.
Yeah, it was cool. For the first time in a long time, they rolled the scene back.
They did roll the scene back, yeah. So it turned out Marco was there, and he witnessed the whole thing. I mean, to talk about Liz and everything like that already.
Press charges.
Right, and then so that's all I wanted to mention, that Marco saw the slap. So we're at the pool now, and Gio is relieved about Rocco's news about Lulu being willing to adopt Outback. And then Gio has a very intense encounter with his mother, Brooklyn, before talking to Rocco about his issues with her.
You mean he aggressively attacks Brooklyn for being at a public pool that he works at?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's a public place.
Sure. Yeah, she's there for a meeting. And she walks in and he's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And he's really aggressive with her. And she's just like, yeah, I'm not here to see you, but it's good to see you. I'm here for a meeting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because it's like he wants to fight with her and she just won't engage the way he wants her to, which is, I guess, to scream. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so then we have Liesl. We talked about that already. Liesl and Carly. Okay.
I jump the gun all the time, and then I mess up Derek's list.
No, you're good.
Because I remember, because I don't make a lot of notes. Because if I make too many notes, I get confused. So most of the time, I remember General Hospital is just a wave of images, and then Derek will remind me what the scene is, and then I'll go off on a tangent. This is just.
Oh, well, let's talk about Brennan and Colette. Okay, so Brennan meets with Colette following her assignment in Peru. Mm-hmm. Colette is alarmed over Jocelyn being placed on a mission to Five Poppies and says she's too inexperienced, which I agree.
She's right.
She's right about that. Brennan says everything is fine and Jocelyn's going to be able to handle it, and that he's calling the shots on this mission and not Colette.
Yep.
So at the resort, we have Pascal putting a stop to the interaction between Vaughn and Britt, thanks to Joss. And then he shuts it. He tells Britt that it's time for a massage. And Britt's like, I didn't order a massage. And he goes, well, someone's paying for it for you. And she's like, oh, okay. So then Jocelyn ends up telling Vaughn the story about Britt and how she was supposed to be dead and that she was supposedly killed by a serial killer, and then she saved Jocelyn's life. Jocelyn warns that if Britt saw her, then her cover will be blown and it would derail everything. So
and Vaughn doesn't seem to care.
He doesn't seem to care. And so then Vaughn says he did some digging online and says that Britt could be the key to finding out the truth about Professor Dalton's research.
You know, it's so funny. I just imagine Vaughn going to Wikipedia and typing in Brett Wisborne. I don't think he did really any research.
No, it was very quick. He did it really quick.
He was like, hey, chat, can you tell me about Britt?
Yeah, he went on Siri. He's like, hey,
He used AI.
Yeah, right. Okay, so then we have, this is the important part, Pascal gets a phone call from Colette, and then French they're speaking, and then it's revealed that Colette might be a double agent, and she's sabotaging this mission at least, and that she gave up Mr. and Mr. Christopher Nash, and that then they're WSB agents.
Yeah, she just blew their cover.
She blew their cover, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this was fun. So we're at the pool again, and then James and Cody are there, and he chats it up with Sidwell. I love James. I love him, but he needs to stop talking. He's giving.
He's at that age where if you ask him a question, he'll answer it. Like kids parrot what their parents say to them, like literally all the time. That's what I was dealing with at camp. Is like they'd be like, "My dad says," and then. Cue thing I shouldn't know. And then this is what happens.
Yeah. But so James tells her that Maxie wants to talk to Mac about something important. So Sybil is not happy to hear about this. Mm-hmm. And James just keeps talking and giving away all this.
My grandpa is the police commissioner, blah, blah, blah. He was being adorable and a child. He was
adorable, yes. But
he doesn't know that what he's saying is just like free information for Sidwell.
Oh yeah.
And he's also like Sidwell's being chill and hanging with the kid like he's, when you talk to a kid like they're an adult, they will talk back.
Right. So meanwhile, Temp Maxie is meeting with Brooklyn about the deception vote, and she wants to change her mind. She says, is there anything I can do to change her mind? And Brooklyn says no, like she's not going to go betray Uncle Sonny and Gio. So
this is a very important conversation for us to remember that out of all of the characters, Maxie's a normal person with normal wages.
Yeah.
And she's saying like, yeah, I own a part in the company, but I don't have rich family. I don't have a rich, grandma. I don't have anything. And if this company goes down, I won't be able to feed my family. And all of you are like making decisions based on what's best for Sonny and what's best for, everyone but me and my family. And I was like, yes, Maxie, like represent the middle class. Like, get that.
Exactly. All right. So then we have Marco meeting up with Sidwell, and he warns him to move ahead with his Sonny plan soon because Willow is becoming more and more unstable.
He ain't wrong.
Nope. Then Michael will be guaranteed to keep custody if he waits too long. He also says that as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Because Willow is crazy every day, all day.
So Chase ends up giving Danny a stern lecture about taking Scout. Yeah. So then we have Alexis and Drew arguing in the.
Yeah, because even Jason was like, you can't do that again, Danny. Because Drew sucks and he's going to use it against you.
Drew was absolutely atrocious in this scene with Alexis.
He was atrocious all week.
He really was. And I feel like they're hopefully building up a murder mystery or who shot Drew murder mystery because everyone in town has a reason to want him dead now.
If I were Cameron, I'd be having so much fun right now. Because
Yeah.
he really is doing a great job. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's playing a really great
But
villain.
if he gets shot, like, no one's going to be surprised, and I might laugh.
Yeah.
I'll be sad if he dies and loses
I
his
feel like
job.
they're leading up to that though, so it's gonna be fun.
We shall see.
When he said that Sam doesn't matter and I'm here now, I was like, what?
I think what he meant was her opinions, her ideas, her thoughts on how Scout was going to be raised don't matter. She's dead.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't get a say anymore. She's dead. And like, no matter how you say that, you're a scumbag. You're saying that to the woman's mother.
Yeah, and
your daughter's dead. Screw you.
Right. Sam would not want Danny and Scout to be apart. Like, that's not what she would want.
Well, not even with Rocco. Like, they were all raised as siblings.
Yeah,
why are they being held separate? Because the adults can't get it together.
Right. Drew doesn't want Scout around people who undermine him like Alexis, and he refuses to let Alexis, Danny, and the rest of the family have any further contact with Scout.
And then he cuts the sisters off, too. He cuts off Christina, good call, and Molly.
Yeah, that was horrible. Like, absolutely horrible. And then Alexis is in tears as Drew storms out of the house. I felt so bad for her. But Nancy Leon, amazing. She did great.
Always amazing.
That was just awesome.
The intensity of her emotion in that scene. Also, the intensity of the young actors. They did a great job. Danny and Scout were amazing in that. Because, like, Scout was just such a sad little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny was reacting to that. And that was very natural.
So we have Dante and Michael talking about Willow. And he wants to catch Willow on camera. But... So meanwhile, Drew's Kane's news horrifies Molly, and we're at the Metrocourt restaurant, and Kai Taylor seems concerned about Scout, but Drew feels that moving her to DC and cutting her from the day was something was right to do, and Kai's just like, okay, whatever you think. Like, I
can't with him.
Yeah, I know.
So dumb. He's so dumb.
Yeah.
We got an epidemic of dum-dums. It's just him and Vaughn. They're so dumb.
Well, we saw Donna a good amount this week, and she's adorable. Loved her. Scarlett Spears is so talented. So
beautiful, brilliant, so funny, so cute, adorable little girl.
Yeah. And she reminds Gio that he agreed to play violin at her birthday party, which is in September. She mentioned that several times, that her birthday is in September. So we have Sonny reflecting on his experience with Dante to Gio and then he's confident that Gio and Dante are going to find their way back to each other.
Well, he also said, how did you handle that? And Sonny was like, well, you'd have to talk to Dante because it was more on his side. Because as soon as I knew he was my son, I wanted to be in his life and I loved him.
Right.
But, Dante had more to deal with on that. So you'd have to talk to him, which kind of opens the door for maybe Gio to want to talk to Dante.
Right. So then we have Molly and 88 Turner sharing a meal together, and then she complains about a gift basket being sent to her with no card on it, and she knows exactly who it's from. And Molly sees Sonny enter and says, now's her chance to talk to him about it. Oh my God. Why are we doing this again? It's been 30 years.
I'm grossed out by it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm grossed out by it. I don't like this.
Sonny going after a DA? Wow.
I don't like it.
Wow.
I'm not a fan. I think she's great, though. She gets more interesting every time she comes on. I feel like this is the first time we knew her first name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
First time mentioned this week.
Yeah, Justine.
Justine. Yeah, I don't remember them saying her first name before.
I think they have, but I think it's the first time anybody's really anyone's ever called her that.
Yeah, it feels weird. It felt like she became a whole character. Like they were just like, and now she has a first name.
Right.
Backstory.
Right. Sonny plays dumb when Justine confronts her about the gift basket, and she says she can go after him for harassment and win.
It's funny because he's like, I feel like whoever sent you those things won't do it again, but it wasn't me. Like, Maurice Bernard is so cute. I hate Sonny, but I love Maurice Bernard because I like his interactions with with Donna, and I like and he himself is a very cute person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Jordan, we see Jordan this week, and
I was gonna say, are you gonna get to Jordan? Because we're almost done. I haven't heard about Jordan or Curtis or Portia or Trina yet.
No, I'm not there, but I'm there now.
You're like, they're at the end. This week.
So Jordan is putting down a bid on a new condo. I guess she said apartment, but I thought it looked more like a condo.
She's buying it, so
right.
She's buying an apartment or buying a condo. She's buying that room.
She's making a lot of money working for Sidwell, and she hired an expensive decorator for when she does get it.
Yeah, she talked to Anna
about it. Off to Anna. Yeah.
And Anna made a really good point.
Yeah.
She's like, you're running a scam on Sidwell. You're trying to nail him to the wall. And what happens? Because this is going to corrupt you. How much harder is it going to be to give this up when you like this lifestyle and he's what provides that? And she gets upset about that. I think that's why she talked to Curtis about it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted someone to just blindly validate her, and that's what he's doing for her right now.
Right, and Curtis does this right before his date with Portia. I can't.
Do you want your wife or do you want your ex-wife? Make a decision.
Yeah, make up your mind.
Because you're playing in like both of these girls' faces right now.
And we're also toying around with Isaiah and Portia too. Because
well, at least Isaiah is.
Yeah.
He's in her business every day.
Yeah, busybody Isaiah. So since last week he saw Curtis and Jordan together, he's quizzing Portia about their relationship. And then Portia acts like everything with hers is good, and Jordan is not even an issue anymore. So,
well, because Curtis told her that Jordan wasn't an issue anymore, and then Curtis decided. Yeah, but he then decided that since he and Portia were now in a good place, he could resume his friendship with Jordan with no consequences.
Right.
But did not discuss that with Portia before he did it.
No.
Because he's allowed to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, but Portia has to tell him everything or she's keeping secrets.
Right.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
And also, stop calling him Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
There are other men in town.
Yeah. All right. So then we also have, let's see.
Stella interfering.
Stella being, yeah, that's coming. I want to talk about Molly and Drew for a second. He was just awful to Molly. And Molly didn't deserve that. Molly didn't do anything.
Molly didn't know anything about the incident at the house.
She didn't know.
So what she was doing was trying to feel him out and seeing if there was a way that she could smooth over the scenario that was, like, there's a scenario forming where her mother is going to sue for custody. So she was thinking, if I get on the ground floor, talk to Drew like a person-to-person conversation about Scout and what's best for Scout, then we as adults can hammer out a situation that would work for the child. And Drew was like, I hate you. I hate your family. I hate everyone you've ever known. And your dead sister is dead. Did you know that? She's dead. And now I'm in charge and I hate you and I'm moving to DC.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
And none of you can ever contact Scout again.
Yeah. Seriously. He's like, what Scout needs is me and none of you. And look.
So then we have interfering Stella.
I hate when she does this because I love Stella. I don't like it either. This is her worst trait, and it's like
it really is.
I love it because it's consistent. She's always been like it. But
right.
I hate it because it's like I feel like that conversation browbeat Trina into backing down on her morals to give a guy a chance. I disagree with me if you want, but I don't think that I was the same as Trina when she said I can't trust him. I would never go near him again. I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
And now we're like in this scenario where she's like, don't you think you should try to, see it from his point of view? No.
Okay, so what upset me about this, even after Trina explains to Stella that, Kai betrayed her and the trust is lost, Stella still wants them to reconcile. And I don't understand. Wouldn't you be on Trina's side about this?
Because Stella likes the kid. And that's it. Because she's like, well, maybe the thing is not about the trust he broke with you, but about his putting the wrong amount of trust into Drew. Well, listen, that amounts to the same thing. If he's always going to side with Drew over his partner, his girlfriend, whatever he wants her to be, they can't have a relationship because a relationship is you are a team. You are united, like maybe not on every issue, but you can't have it. Like, what if he goes to Thanksgiving at Trina's house, overhears something, and then reports it to Drew? It's like dating a spy. There's no trust. There can be nothing. There can be no relationship with no trust.
Right.
And Stella should shut her mouth and stay out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which Curtis told her to do, which is funny because he never shuts his mouth and stays out of it because he got that trait from her.
Yeah.
They are related, and it shows.
Yeah.
Which sucks because they both have the same fatal flaw, and it's so annoying because I love both of them.
Yeah.
Stella's great, and I'm really glad she's on right now.
Yeah. So this is what I was getting at earlier. So Dante speaks to Michael about the possibility of finding footage of Willow targeting Daisy. If they could prove that Willow's vehicle was nearby on the 4th of July, they could place her at the Quartermain estate when the baby was threatened. So they're trying to figure out a way because Michael says this will hold up in court and he'll get full custody of the kids and she'll have no visitation.
I think it's circumstantial at best, but it might show. Also, this is a soap, so who cares about real law? But like it does place her at the scene, but it doesn't prove anything else. But it might be enough,
right?
With combined other incidents. Also, if Lucas had reported that slap,
right. And then we have Brooklyn and Dante talking about the Gio situation. Brooklyn still wants to give Gio time, and but she encourages Dante to repair his relationship with Gio because he actually has a chance. Dante says that they should do this together, and she's still reluctant about this. And I think Dante's right. I think they should stick together and try to get.
I think they should too, and I think that they talked about it, and they're like, the distance we gave him is not working. He seems to be getting angrier, not less angry.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn says he's been using all of this to build a wall around himself. But she has taken on the role of the person who's done everything wrong. She thinks if she's the scapegoat for the entire scenario, everyone else can build a relationship with Gio. Because she has internalized all of this as her fault. And like now it's getting weird and I don't like the messaging, which I've said. I've said multiple times, I don't like the messaging on this. It feels very anti-adoption, and I don't like that. No. And especially since like they did the exact same situation with Lulu, and she made the opposite choice, and she's got no fallout from that. But this girl who did the opposite choice had the baby, gave up the baby, made sure the baby was going to a good family, did everything she was supposed to do in that situation, is now the monster in this scenario.
And I also like the later scene with Michael and Gio, and Michael and Gio spoke, and Michael's like, "You're not okay. Your anger is festering. You need to get this out. You need to stop hating our family. We need to like move on."
And and he's right, but it is weird to me that Gio was so easy to go back to Sonny, but not Ned, not Olivia, not Tracy, not any of the other family members who had no idea what was going on.
Right? They didn't know. Why is he blaming everyone? He should just like.
But he seems to have internalized this weird idea that the Quartermains want to own him, which they never said. That never happened. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's a really strange point. It doesn't feel good. I don't like it. And I think Gio needs to start evolving immediately.
Yeah. Also, we have Chase running in the park, and he sees Willow on the bench, and she's upset. And she ends up telling him about what the slap with Lucas. And Chase feels that she wouldn't do that if Lucas didn't say something to provoke her. And Chase always gives Willow the benefit of the doubt.
Because he's easy to manipulate because he wants to see the best in everyone no matter what.
Right.
We had this problem last week because he went to Michael and told Michael that he shouldn't be keeping Willow away from her kids, which is none of his business, and he should not be involved. And Michael is trying to spare Willow the embarrassment of telling everyone she's a psycho who's like mentally breaking down and needs therapy. Mm-hmm. And Chase is like, I don't understand why you would do this. You know what it's like. And it's like, Chase, stay out of it. This has nothing to do with you, and you don't have all the facts. But he wants to white knight again. And he does that a lot for Willow because she makes herself small and sad and pitiful when he's around. And it is extremely manipulative.
Right.
I think it's going to damage his relationship with Brooklyn if he's not careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he also talked about that their adoption plans were on hold. And I think Chase is more upset about this than he's letting on, and I think he needs.
Well, he needs to stop
Yeah.
saying, okay, it's fine that I don't get what I want because you're dealing with stuff. And instead, he should sit down with Brooklyn and be like, this is the thing I want, and I want this is to be the timeline. And she keeps saying, I need to work things out with Gio first. And if I were him, I'd be like, well, you have 5 months to work this out with Gio one way or the other, like, or at least get something started so we can start moving forward, because it's going to take up to 2 years to get that baby.
Yeah, it's
like, it's not going to be like, I want a baby, next day they have a baby. Babies aren't hanging out at the baby store. Like, it's just ridiculous. Or adopt a child who's sitting in like foster care. You could just get a child, but they all want a baby.
Right. So then we have Michael writing to Curtis, and he hears about his truce with Drew. Michael says this could be a trap, and Curtis says that he's proceeding with caution.
Trap.
Yeah, trap.
Michael's like, I saw trap. I said trap. It's a trap. And Curtis is like, what if it isn't a trap? Michael's like, trap.
And then we saw Ezra Boyle for a little bit. This way he's throwing threats around at Lauren and he says he's
ignoring him
as soon as he gets elected, whatever. Then we talked about Curtis showing up at Jordan's new place already. And then Jordan did get the offer. Her offer was accepted. She got the place.
Yeah, and then they almost had champagne together, and at the last minute, I think he realized that was a really stupid thing to do.
That was inappropriate, yeah.
The whole scenario was inappropriate.
Yeah, but that was too far. The champagne was going too far.
The champagne was too far. Not spending time alone in a room with a woman your wife finds a threat. That wasn't the problem.
Right, exactly. So, and then Curtis and Portia end up having a private dinner together, and they're doing some TV chef's private tasting, and then they connect over dinner and wound up having sex. So, for now, I guess Portia and Curtis are good and back together. So, then we have Isaiah talking to Felicia about whether or not he's obligated to talk
Felicia
about...
looked good.
Yeah, she did look good. If he saw someone's ex... with someone while we're working on their marriage. So I think it just needs to just stop meddling.
Felicia was like, listen, you don't know the circumstances of anything that's happening. And exactly. Even if you did, you're the messenger. What happens to the messenger? They get shot. So what's going to happen is you're going to take the brunt of all of this. And then what if they go on to reconcile their marriage and then you get hated? And it's like, it's really not worth it to get involved at this point. Mm-hmm. Like, and then everyone's going to tell you, mind your own business. And he was like, but like he didn't even see anything. Like if he saw them kissing, mm-hmm. I would have told Portia. But he saw them talking to each other.
Yeah,
he doesn't have enough. So what is Isaiah going to do? Stalk around town, watching them to see if he can catch them in a compromising position?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a surgeon. Doesn't he have a job?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there are no patients at the hospital, but you know.
Well, because he had a lot of time on his hands. All right, so then just want to mention briefly Donna with ADA Turner. That was cute. Yeah, loved it. Even though I don't like the storyline, I love Donna.
I just think like that's where I want Sonny to go. Like, why can't he retire from the mob and be this happy grandpa that he seems to be really father and grandpa that he seems to be really good at?
Right. Exactly.
Like he could definitely move into guy who gives good advice because he messed up his entire life, like territory. Mm-hmm. And I really would love that.
Right.
Stop the mob.
And then we have Tracy and Stella meeting up for tea, and they see Drew across the room with Martin, and they Tracy wants to. She asks Tracy if she wants to leave, and Tracy's like, "No, I'm good. I'm not going to let that man control me."
Right.
So, and then Michael comes in with Wiley. I guess he just finished another swimming lesson, and then Tracy teases them about there being out of hot fudge and caramel.
Well, because she knows Drew's in the dining room, and she wants to come out in the funniest way possible. And Michael's like exactly, like, you know what? They're so related because Michael's like, well, I'm not going to let him push me out of the dining room. I'm going where I'm going. And I'm like, right. You're both stubborn idiots. I love you.
Right. And then why would Michael leave Wiley alone if he knew Drew was there?
His mother's hotel. He feels safe there.
I know, but I was like, Michael, come on. You know Drew's going to start something. Like,
I don't know if he thought that. I think
I don't think he thought that, but...
No, and we did. But like,
yeah.
I think these people think he has a modicum of common decency, and he does not. So every time he takes the bar and sets it lower, like they're like, how could he do that? It's horrible. He's a monster. And it's like, yeah, we know. Why don't you know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it was mean. And then it kind of was glossed over pretty quickly. So he sat down at the table and he told Wiley that his mom was sad and missed him.
Mm-hmm.
What a jerk. While Michael was talking to Tracy because Tracy was like giving him good advice.
So Drew approaches Wiley and he tells her how much Willow misses him. And what else did he say? He said something about
that your mother is sad.
Here. Yeah.
And she wants to see you. And basically your father is keeping him away.
Right.
Keeping her away from you.
Right.
And Wiley immediately repeats that because he's upset. And
of course.
Crazy. Well, it was cute too because like Michael went to Tracy because Wiley's like, I think Grandma and Tracy is I think Aunt Tracy's sad. And he goes to talk to her about it and they kind of have a little heart to heart, which was adorable.
That was so cute, yeah.
And that left room for Drew to make a move because he's a monster. And like it's so funny because Martin's like, don't do it. What are you doing? Don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
And when Michael comes back, he gets provoked into punching Drew.
Yes. And also Tracy is fed up with Drew and says she's pulling her support for Measure Safe. So, which
was great. She's like, do it yourself. I don't care.
Yeah. So we have Tracy and Wiley leave. And then, of course, Drew provokes Michael with more Willow talk and then stop lying. And then he decked her, like you said. That was a great punch. Good for you, Michael.
It was not a smart move, but I sure did enjoy it.
Oh, Michael, you should have known better.
I knew he was going to hit him. And then he immediately goes, I messed up. But it's funny because like Martin tried to stop this from happening, but I knew Drew was trying to provoke him because he wants to make him look bad in front of the courts because the only way to get Willow back is to get her kids back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or go to therapy. I don't know.
So then Stella makes her way to the hospital and she talks to Felicia about how awful Drew is. And then Jordan shows up and Stella invites her to dinner next week because Marshall's going to be in town. And then a couple of financial service and fraud agents arrive at the hospital to ask Stella some questions, which catches her off guard. Drew, just awful.
Yep.
Going after Stella like that, not cool. Not cool.
I know. And here's the thing. He just keeps doing this indirect attack thing. He hits every one of your family members because he's trying to get to you. And that's crap. Especially since his lawyer was helped by Stella, like trying to finagle the paperwork. And insurance stuff is complicated. I don't know if she's doing fraud or not. I don't know. But if she's helping people get their medical procedures paid for, I'm fine with it.
So I want to talk about this. This is really funny. So Jocelyn stole a map of the 5 poppies from the housekeeping cart. And they literally knew where all the cameras and they were like marking off. I'm like, really? They saw all those cameras already?
So in the training that Jocelyn didn't get, because we didn't, all we saw was that one room.
Talked all this information. She knows how to do all this.
I feel like there must have been some kind of secret meeting with Frisco. Like, I don't know how she could know all this information. But anyway, when she got the tablet, right, and he comes back and she's like, listen, I got the tablet. I've already marked where the cameras are. I can see from the tablet where the areas are that we're not allowed into, and we have a plan of attack. And Dum Dum Vaughn comes in and goes, yeah, you're off the case now because of Britt.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, why? I can stay in the room. I don't have to go out and do anything. She's like, and once I memorize her route, I can go wherever I want. She won't see me. And he's like, no, you have to leave now.
You have to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think he talked? I think he talked to Colette because I think he's a double agent.
I agree, yes. So then Jocelyn storms off and then a resort employee has a concealed gun on the drink cart, and Vaughn sees him, and then they struggle, and then Jocelyn picks up the gun and shoots at someone. We're not sure who, but
yeah, because in this struggle, somehow the guy that came to the room, I think he had a garrote because it looks like he's strangling Vaughn.
Strangling Vaughn.
Good for you, dude. Keep strangling. And then Oh, it was such a stupid. Anyway, and then Jocelyn gets the gun and she's like aiming the gun and she's closing one eye and I'm laughing my ass off and I'm just like, just shoot straight through Vaughn into that guy. It's fine. It's fine. No one will care. But she left the room because she said she was going to return the tablet before anyone knew it was missing, which was smart.
Yeah.
But that was pretty fun.
Yeah. So then finally we have Britt bickering with Pascal again. Jason arrives with the 5 poppies in a car, and he begins the check-in process. Britt appears in the difference and exchanges a stare with him, and I loved it. It was great.
Prolonged eye contact. That was what was happening.
Yeah.
And she was like, because, she's like, oh, no, is he here to save me? Because save me. I'm so bored. But she can't leave because of the medication. So I don't know how that's going to play out.
Yeah.
It was an interesting last 2 weeks. I really do agree with you. I think last week was setup, and this week is like little payoffs. There are a couple things happening. One thing we didn't touch on is like Trina and Portia trying on dresses. I mean, I know it's not a big scene, but it really shows how much effort, time, and love and care that Portia is putting into the reconciliation, and contrast that with Curtis going over to his ex-wife's house to help her.
Right.
So it's not looking good for this marriage, but I kind of now don't want Portia with Isaiah because he can't mind his own business and it's getting annoying.
I agree with that.
He even called Jordan, and Jordan's like, why are you calling me? We haven't spoken in months. So what up? And I was like, yeah, exactly. Why? Why are you calling? So I did feel bad because like Trina was so excited that her parents were working on their relationship, and then Stella just coming down and being like, you have to forgive this guy because I like him. And I was just like, Stella, what the hell? What the hell? And then Kai's just there looking all sad and dejected. And I'm like, you're dumb. You ruined your own relationship. And now you have to deal with the consequences of your stupid actions. Like that's how life works. You did something dumb and now you don't get what you want. I love Martin this week, even though he's only on for a couple minutes. He was great.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to mention before we go?
Donna should be on it every day. Also, when Cody came and said, I got to get back to the pool with this guy, and then just picked James up and carried him away. He was just like, whoop, and he just scooped him up and carried him away. And James was like, bye.
Yeah.
Great. I love them together. Their chemistry is amazing. Like, they really are working out as like he's his uncle, and now he's getting into the uncle role.
Yeah.
I loved that. A lot of cute moments this week.
Yes, for sure.
Very good. Very good writing, except for Vaughn, who never sounds like he has good dialogue. But if he turns out to be a double agent, I will be like, well played, General Hospital. You got me. You got me.
I think he is, actually. There were a lot of clues this week. He definitely is.
But his stupid would be explained because it would be him hindering her investigation, which I've been saying he's been doing since day one.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you doing, Jax? You don't have the heart for this. Did I have to watch that again? Did I?
All the flashbacks were so unnecessary.
Because they're trying to convince you that Jocelyn is falling for him. And the sharing of the one bed, which is my favorite trope, ruined by Vaughn. My favorite trope. They did that with Luke and Laura, and they called it the Wall of Jericho, and they put up like a rope, and they had a blanket between them, and that was all during the Left-Handed Boy adventure. And then to see the same stuff repeated over and over again but be less cool sucks.
Yeah.
And they're trying to force the relationship so that when he betrays her, maybe it'll hurt more, but like
yeah.
That's how I feel about it. It's so articulate.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Queers and Soaps. We'll be back soon with another episode. Please join us on Patreon, where we will speculate and we'll talk about our performers of the week, and we have a clip of the week to watch. So this week, the nominees are Willow slaps Lucas, Alexis and Drew's interaction after Danny took Scout, Jason sees Britt, and Michael punches Drew. So please join us and find out.
I think I know who won Magical Algorithm.
I think you already know. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.